Previously on Reversing the Roles.
Maulana, I wanted to check with you. I see Hanzala hasn't started taking sabak yet, and he's already been with you over a month.
It is a problem. You see, Ziyad, if you don't bring Hanzala to me more regularly, it's going to be an uphill battle. Getting him to start sabak, I want his door to be pakka before he takes new sabak. Maybe I can accommodate Hanzala by fitting him in online.
They need a mahram to go. Hi, man, Aisha. Haven't you read the new laws in Saudi? Women no longer need a mahram. They can go for Hajj and Umrah. Saudi laws are one thing, Hahu. What about Allah's laws?
You keep doing this, Yad. It's like you are obsessed with spending every cent I make.
Hey guys, calm down. Why all the shouting?
Oh, Safiyya. I didn't hear you come in.
Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anh narrates that Sayyidina Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said something to the effect, the believing men and women continue to be under trial with regards to themselves, their children and their wealth until they meet Allah without any sin. Sunan Tirmidhi. On Tuesday morning, Raeesa has an early meeting at DIS, so Ziyad takes the kids to school in his Uber. He drops Hanzala at the boys' entrance where he immediately sees a friend and jumps out excitedly. Then he heads over to the girls' campus to drop Safiyya off. She takes her time, kissing her father on the cheek before getting out of the car. As she walks through the school gates, she sees Huda and Batul pointing at her and talking. Safiyya averts her eyes and tries to avoid them, but they head straight for her.
If it isn't the girl from Africa.
I see you're coming to school in an Uber now, but weird stuff. First time I see the passenger kiss the driver when they get out.
That wasn't the driver. That was my dad. Yamma, your dad is a Uber driver. How embarrassing.
I would just die if my father drove a taxi. I'm so glad he's a physician at the hospital.
Well, at least he has a job.
Like your mum. You're a lucky girl, you know, Safiyya.
What do you mean?
You have a dad who can bring you to school as part of his job, and a mum who teaches here at DIS. Next, you'll be telling us that the cleaning lady is your aunt, and the janitor is your cousin. Ha!
Yama, you are hilarious, Batul. And Safiyya, you have a brother on the boy side, right? Is he also here for free? Doesn't pay school fees because of your mum, right?
I think, I don't think, Which is it? You think or you don't think?
I don't think our friend Safiyya here is the sharpest tool in the box. Maybe she needs some smartening up.
Yep, I think it's time we took Safiyya down to the learning center.
The learning center? Yeah, it's where all the new girls go when they first get here. Come on, let's head down there before the bell rings for class.
No. I don't want to go. Why not? You scared? Oh, don't be such a wimp. Come on now, let's go.
Safiyya doesn't really want to follow the other two girls down the stairs to a basement area of the school that she's never been to before, but she feels like she doesn't have a choice. They get to the bottom of the stairs, passing a few other students as they walk through a maze of well-lit corridors. They take so many turns that Safiyya soon loses her bearings. Eventually, after what seems like hours, Huda pushes a huge door open and they enter a gymnasium beneath the school, the door shutting automatically behind them. Safiyya looks around and is stunned by the sheer size of the place.
Wow!
This place is fire and massive. Awesome!
We knew you'd like it.
But who uses it? Everything looks totally untouched and there isn't a soul here.
There are times for classes. Right now, academic lessons are starting, but in the afternoon, kids do come down here.
Amazing! I've always wanted to do gymnastics. I wonder if I could sign up for something.
Of course you can. Why don't you have a look around? Huda and I will wait here along the benches for you. We just want to finish some homework that's due for bio class this morning.
Innocently, trustingly, Safiyya wanders off, forgetting her fears of earlier. She walks across the spongy floor and goes to have a look at the equipment on the other side of the gymnasium when suddenly she hears the door being pulled shut. She turns around and is surprised to see that Batul and Huda are no longer in the gymnasium. With a sinking feeling, she calls their names as she hurriedly crosses the huge floor back to the door they entered from.
Batul? Huda? Where are you guys? Hey, come on. This isn't funny. Huda!
Reaching the doors, Safiyya pulls on them and realizes they are locked from the outside. She scans the walls of the gymnasium and sees there isn't another door that she can try. Beginning to panic, she pulls her cell phone out of her bag and sees that there is no signal. Afraid and alone, Safiyya shouts out in fear.
Can somebody hear me? Help! Please help!
After Ziyad drops Safiyya and Hanzala at school, he heads home for a nap. Exhausted from another night shift of driving the Uber, he wakes up just before Dhuhr Salah and sees a message on his phone from Yasin, a friend he's made at the gym, inviting him to join them for dune buggy riding in the desert that afternoon. The place is a distance away, so Ziyad hurriedly gets ready, not giving a thought to clearing up the apartment, and makes his way to the location that Yasin sends him.
Man, this place is something else. A desert, and in the middle of it all, the high-rises and the skyscrapers of the city. Wow, this is amazing.
You have it wrong, my brother. It is actually a city rising up from the dunes of the desert.
True. I'm so glad I saw your message in time to get here for this. These dune buggies look awesome. I can't wait to ride one. How does it work? Do we pay and get our own buggy to ride?
It's not as easy as it looks, brother. For first-timers, they suggest you book a driver along with your buggy. These dunes are easy enough to walk on, but riding over them is a different story.
So do we ride over the top of that hill?
Yes, and down to the other side and over many more hills before we reach the campsite.
Campsite?
Yes, brother. There you can do some sand surfing, and there is a dinner arranged for the riders after sunset. Of course, there is also some entertainment like belly dancing for those who want to stay on until later.
Belly dancing? No. I don't think my wife would be too happy if I stayed for that. Even the dinner. I should be getting back home to sort out supper for the family, buddy.
Come on. You can't be serious. Just come and enjoy the evening. I'm sure your wife won't mind if for once you've gone out. Besides, aren't you the man in the house? You're supposed to be the one making the rules, not the one following them.
Well, I suppose.
Good. That's decided then. Let us go over there to those booths to pay. Then we can get started. The others are already there waiting for us.
Ziyad goes with Yasin to pay for his ticket, but when he taps his phone, he is shocked to find that there are insufficient funds in his account to carry out the transaction. He checks his balance and is stunned to see that he has been spending so much money that there is barely any left in his account. He can't call Raeesa to tell her to EFT him some funds as he does not want her to know where he is. Embarrassed, he thinks of an excuse to give Yasin and the other guys, but before he can create a lie and make an excuse to leave, his phone rings. At the end of the school day, Raeesa is standing at her car, impatiently tapping her foot as she waits for Safiyya. Hanzala is already in the car, playing on his phone. Several minutes pass before Raeesa decides to call her daughter, but Safiyya's phone is turned off. Sighing irritably, Raeesa tells Hanzala to wait for her while she goes to see what's holding Safiyya up. As she walks, she passes Huda and Batul, but when she stops to ask them if they've seen Safiyya, they shrug their shoulders and look at her blankly. Raeesa knows that Safiyya's last class for the day is Arabic language, so she hurries over to the classroom and sees the teacher still sitting inside.
Assalamu alaikum Muallima Zahra. I'm so sorry to disturb you.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. No bother, Teacher Uthman. I was wondering that I did not receive a message from you. Is Safiyya sick?
Sick? No, why do you ask? Was she feeling unwell in class?
La. She was not in class today. I thought maybe she was ill, so she stayed home.
Safiyya wasn't in class? No. She's supposed to be at school. My husband dropped her off this morning and...
Then maybe she decided to give my lesson a skip? No? You know how it is with these kids.
What? No, never. Safiyya would never bunk a class intentionally.
Perhaps you should check with her form teacher. It is possible that she was feeling unwell and went home early.
Good idea. Let me check with Muallima Yusra. Shukran.
Becoming more anxious, Raeesa rushes to Muallima Yusra's class and is shocked when she learns from the teacher that Safiyya did not attend registration that morning. Feeling slightly nauseous, Raeesa dials Ziyad to inform him that their daughter is missing.
Salam, Sarai. What's up?
Ziyad, where are you?
I just came out for a bit. Why? Is there something wrong?
Ziyad, we can't find Safiyya.
What? Calm down, Raeesa. What do you mean? What do you mean you can't find Safiyya?
I was waiting for her in the car after school, and when she didn't come, I went in search of her. Ziyad, her form teacher says she didn't attend any of her classes today.
What? That's crazy. I dropped her off this morning. Where could she have gone?
I don't know, Ziyad. Our baby's missing. What are we going to do?
Comes home from school and finds his mother gone out for the first time in weeks. He sees an envelope pushed under the door, addressed to his mother. Curious, he opens it and starts to read, becoming so absorbed that he does not hear the front door opening. Amir jumps up in fright when he sees Rumana standing in front of him.
Salam, Amir. Where's Ummi?
Rumana. You scared me. I didn't hear you come in. Ummi's gone out. She left a note on the fridge saying she's at the mall and will only be back at 5.
Is that the note you're reading?
No. Actually, this is a letter.
Someone wrote you a letter? In this day and age. Hectic.
No. Not to me. I mean, it's a letter for Ummi.
You open Ummi's mail? That's bad manners, Amir.
I know, but Rumana, you have to read this. It's a letter to Ummi from Nanima.
Duh, Nanima's dead, Amir.
No, really? See ya. She wrote it many years ago. The date is 2008.
Oh, hang on. That's the year I was born. What does it say?
It seems to be a letter of apology. Well, the first part is really quite boring. It's all about Kashmir and how they had to leave everything behind. But see here, I just got to this part about the guy Ummi was married to before Abba.
Really? What does it say, Amir? Read it while I warm us lunch.
Sabajan, I know I have not brought this up before, but today when I seen you with beautiful Rumana in your arms, I knew that I would not want her to suffer the same fate that I allowed to happen to you. From the day you married Nadim, I always knew what was going on. I saw the bruises that you hid from the world, my dear daughter, and I saw the hurt and fear in your eyes. I thought it would end when the babies came along, but then last week when he pushed you down the stairs and you fell and had to be rushed to the hospital, my whole world came crashing down around me. I knew I had to do something before he killed you and our precious Rumana. I spoke to Nadim today, Sabajan, and he has agreed to give you a divorce.
All you have to do is simply find out in our next episode of Reversing the Roles, a Radio Islam International production.